Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome back once again to another rendition, another show, another vidcast of Coffee with HDR. Man, that is good stuff there, I tell you what. Maxwell House, good to the last drop. Thank you, Maxwell House Coffee, for sponsoring this show. Maxwell House doesn't even know about this show, but I do love their coffee. Man, I tell you what, trying to look at the live stream here, it doesn't look like it's completely in focus. I don't understand why. It's pretty focused over here. Hopefully it's focused on your end and everything looks okay this morning. Fill it to the brim. Who did that commercial? Wasn't that Folgers? Folgers coffee. Fill it to the brim with Folgers on the rim. Hey guys, good morning. As you see, I'm in rear form this morning. Why? Because I've been up since, I didn't get up too early this morning. I got up at like 5:30. You might ask why that is, because you know school is back in session. Yes, we are back in school, and that also means that college classes have started. So I was up this morning doing my lessons. Very old man to be doing lessons. But anyway, that's okay. That's okay. No problem at all. Let's say our good mornings first of all this morning here before we get started. It looks like we have some stuff to talk about this morning, and you guys in the chat room always feed this show. Okay. We also have some updates. I'm going to tell you about a few updates here coming up. And a very important thing tomorrow that's happening tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. All right. Let's get started. Good morning to the Smyrna Cowboy, Captain Ed, Ron Kelly, Will Henderson. Good morning. Let's see here. WS Keys on 3. Good morning to you. We are coming down here, running down. The Dusty Chronicles. Good morning. James Turner. Paul. Good morning, Paul. The Real Jackie Boy's in the house. I see you're going to Gettysburg today. Man, I wish I could ride with you. But we have our little granddaughter's first birthday party today. That kind of trumps everything. We got to be there. We got to be in videos and pictures because she has to know one day that I attended, right? Good morning, Road Glide Andy. D.A. Bishop is in the house, back in New Hampshire. Glad to see you made it back and you are safe and sound back home. Dean C., good morning. James Turner again. HDAV Traveler. Rocky J., good morning to you. Paul, looking for some good content of the RE. I'll talk about the RE a little bit this morning. Toby Northern, good morning. Stephen Liu. Let's see here. Ty from Tennessee. And, believe it or not, it is a Ty from Tennessee weekend. Woo! Go Ty, go Ty. Ty got that beautiful new motorcycle. I hope you've been watching his videos. It is an awesome bike. And, man, I'd like to take that 114 engine and put it on my RE. I think it'd be a bad bike then, right? Be a good time. Good time for sure. But yeah, good morning, Ty. Good morning to James, Chuck. Good morning. On the way here from an awesome trip. Should be home tomorrow. Man, travel safe, Chuck. Good to be out there on the road. Pink's Adventures, good morning to you. It's party time with HDR. Mr. Dunn's Life, good morning. The Dusty Chronicles, Russell, good morning to you. Jeff Rice, good morning. Harley 103. Man, a lot of wonderful people in here this morning. Boots and Jeans is in the house. Good morning to you both. Glad to have you on board there this morning. Let's see here. Ricky KM, good morning. Good morning to Mrs. Jackie Boy or Lovely Luella. You know, we could write a song about that. Lovely Luella, oh no. Lovely Luella, oh go. Yeah, yeah. Lovely Luella rides a motorcycle. Okay, that's enough, Jack. Let's move on. Goofy Bastards in the house. Might not be as goofy as I am this morning. Ricky KM, Bob Nelson, how you doing? Bronco rides in. Let's see here. The Real Jackie Boy. First birthday. This is awesome. It's an awesome day for us too, guys. With our granddaughter's first birthday. Remind me to unsubscribe later because you bought a non-Harley. James, my God, James, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't buy the Pan America. It was on the list. It made the top 3. Tell you why it didn't make the cut, but you guys know why it didn't make the cut. HDR is not a rich man. That's why it didn't make the cut. John, good morning. Payne's Ride's in the house. Good morning. Oh, the singing. Lovely Luella. It's a good song. Might have to put some music to that later. Toby Northern, taking my son out driving today. It's his first time on the highway. Tell him to be careful on that motorcycle, Toby. Tell him don't give it too much throttle. No, give it a lot of throttle when you're hitting the highway, man. Pound the gears. Boom, 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 boom. Go, go, go. Right? Right. Good. Good to have him on board there, man. Good to get these kids out there driving. D.A. Bishop, Payne's Rides. Let's see. Somebody's message is held for review, so I'm not going to review it. Bronco Ride, lovely Luella. Hey, Toby. My sister Debbie's in the house. I will see her later today, and we are taking a trip tomorrow. That's our plans right now, so I think it's pretty much going to be a go. So we are going to get out and get the motorcycle out there and get riding some of the back roads of the wilderness. So let's start off with a recap of last week. Last Wednesday's video came out. Wednesday's video was the unreveal of the new reveal, right? One of those, I don't know. And what do you guys think? Would a reveal, like, if you did your reveal like Ty from Tennessee did, he's like, look, this is my new motorcycle, and he showed a picture of it, right? Where I had mine covered, and I was like, guess what's in there? And I, 4 minutes into the video, I finally reveal what it is, right? Is that a better way to do it, or should I just put it up and be like, hey, here's the RE Himalayan. This is my new bike, and this is what I think about it. So there's many ways to look at it. I mean, and it's interesting. I don't know. I think it's more, those are more like for you guys. It's more of what we call a subscriber video. We're telling you what we are doing, right? So as a YouTuber, and we're putting it out there for you. So my Montana trip is up on YouTube, Paul says. I can't wait to see that. That's going to be a nice day of watching some stuff there. HDR, maybe with all the rapping, you should change your name to Jackie Boy. I don't know. But was that a rap? Lovely Luella. Anyway. Hey, Jamon. Good morning. Good morning to you, for sure. Love the last post, sir. Bob Nelson says to Bronco Ride. Bronco Ride had a video come out. I think I watched it last night, so I think it came out yesterday of our trip on the back of the Dragon. And as you've seen, it was a strategic, you know what I mean? It was a planned move on my part. There you go. See, that's what you learn when you go to school long enough, and when you teach, use different words. It was a planned move on my part to slow Bronco Ride and Pete's 1800 down. So I rode in front of them, and I kept gearing down around the bends to make sure that they didn't overshoot and go over a cliff. Because with those big Pan Americas, and they were both in sport mode, man, they twist them throttles there. They were gone. And if you ever rode with Bronco Ride, remember, he's a very fast rider, very aggressive rider, very good rider, very positive rider. He's two of my best buddies there, and they both can ride. They both can ride motorcycles. He's a very, very good rider. So I'm looking for a small adventure BDR rides. Venture for BDRs rides. And you know what? The Himalayan is in the running. Payne's Rides, man, I hope you get one, because I would love to exchange notes with you, and different notes on the bike, and different things you can do with it. Man, there's so much. There's so many parts. And you know what, guys? I ordered a couple parts you'll be seeing on, if you follow the Himalayan videos. If you're a Harley guy and you're like, Jack, screw that Himalayan. I don't really care about that kind of motorcycle. I get it. That's okay. You don't have to watch all the videos. I'll still be doing some Harley content throughout. But what I can tell you right now, just a short little update here. Thanks, HDR, for looking out for me. That's right, Bronco Ride. I was looking out for you, brother. I was taking care of you, making sure you got home safe. So a couple things that's interesting on the Royal Enfield line, not just the Himalayan, right? They have so many different motorcycles, and The price points, they're the number one selling motorcycle in the United States right now. The number one selling brand in the United States right now. And why is that? You might say, well, why is that? And I think that the main reason for this is probably the price point, right? You can get into this bike, and I told you guys, I told you exactly what the Himalayan cost. On the floor, it was $5,299, brand new for a 2022. And I think it had 2 miles on it when I picked it up. So that price point, now out the door price, that is not the out the door price. Of course, you got tax, title, transfers, shipping charges, all this crap, prep, whatever they prep on a motorcycle. I don't know. So out the door price, you're probably looking closer to 6,800, 7,000, depending on where you live. I don't know all your fees. So haters are going to hate you ride the Himalayan, bro. Thanks, Ty from Tennessee. I appreciate that, man. Toby said, I enjoyed the reveal. Are you comparing your content or content delivery to Ty's? Not the content so much, Toby. I think the content delivery, right? How we delivered it. Ty said, look, in the title, it said what his new bike was, right? In my title, it just said something about, a new bike reveal or something, and it was kind of hidden from you, right? For the first 4 or 5 minutes until I walked over to the bike. So, first of all, what I wanted to do with my reveal when I was doing that was I wanted to explain to you guys, why, what made that choice? Why did I choose the Royal Enfield Himalayan? There was a lot that went into that. Part of that was riding with Bronco Ride and Pete's 1800, and talking to Pete's 1800 in the garage. He said, this is a great bike. The Pan America is a great motorcycle, and it's a great motorcycle for that adventure rider out there. But he said it's heavy. So I knew that me as a new adventure rider, I haven't ridden dirt trails, guys, since I was like 14 years old. So being out there on a different kind of roadway, did I want a 600 and some pound motorcycle under me? Not to start. I wanted something lighter. Now, people will tell you, watch YouTube videos, man. I've watched about 1,837 videos on the Himalayan. And a lot of those videos come out of India because that's where the bike is very, very popular at, right? Because that they get around. It's a daily commuter for them in India. A lot of people have motorcycles in India. I rode the back of the Dragon. John said, hey, good morning, John. Nice to have you in there this morning. I'm trying to catch up on people here in the chat room for sure. So good morning to you. And you rode the Blue Ridge and the Skyline Drive after that. That sounds like a great time. You can get 3 REs for 1 HD Pan America, Paul says. That is true. Love the RE. You will have so much fun, Bronco Ride says. And the one thing that I've noticed right away, and I have a good bit of videos already coming out that I've recorded. So, I usually post Wednesdays, Sundays, pretty much is what I'm doing right now. And there's a lot of content. I don't think I want to overdo it. I don't want to overburden you guys with, because maybe you're not an adventure rider. Maybe you're like, I don't really want to do that. Somebody said in here about the BDR. Bronco Ride sent us a video the other day. It was about an hour, 20 minutes of this group that went from Maryland to Pennsylvania on BDR. I guess that's Back Road Riders. Is that what it stands for, guys? I'm not even really sure. But it was just awesome to do that. Hey, Jack, was a large part of your choice of the REs because Sean Smoke has one and Mary's feeling towards him? Harley 103. That could be a very big possibility. Because everybody knows on here what Mary feels about. As soon as I turn Smoke's videos on and she hears him on TV, she's like, is that my Sean? And sure enough, she knows his voice pretty well. Could be part. Okay, Backroad Discovery Routes, BDR. Thanks, Bronco Ride. And it's awesome. And I would love to be able to do that. I guess they're going to have a yearly ride, that yearly ride from Maryland to Pennsylvania. And I am in Pennsylvania. It would almost be better for me to start in Pennsylvania and go to Maryland, but I still have to get back here anyways. Either way, it's not going to make a difference. Just a great group of people. You post a video. HDAV Traveler said, you post a video and I will watch it. Thank you, HDAV Traveler. I do appreciate that. But again, I don't want to overburden people with, my new passion for adventure riding. And talking to people out there, this is getting to be a passion for so many people. I mean, I've been riding street for pretty much all my life, right? A lot of you have been riding street for a long, long time. And I used to tell everybody, I don't really want to do this trail riding stuff, like, because I've never had on the highway a tree jump out in front of me. You may have a deer jump out in front of you, but not a tree. So you got to be pretty careful, right? The best thing about the RE is that it'll fit under the Christmas tree. But then again, so will some Harleys. WS Keon 3 said, you're right. It will fit under the Christmas tree. So if any spouses out there are planning on buying your significant other, the REs, you can do that. You have to do otherwise. This is just another job, Minimoto said, and that is a very good point. Colin, did you get the video from me? So those are very, very, very good points. And Smyrna Cowboy said, you watch and hear, ended the lesson. You post, I watch, hear, ended the lesson. So good. I'm glad of that. But let me get back to the Royal Enfield line. And it's interesting, when I pull into a gas station, I have people come over and ask me about this motorcycle and say, what is that? Is that a new brand? Is that like some kind of toy? What is Royal Enfield? And a lot of people don't understand, Royal Enfield was started in 1901, right? The same year Indian started, right? And we know Harley was started in 1903. So they have a very longevity of building motorcycles. And I can honestly tell you, some of the build quality, if I really got down to that bike to brass tacks and showed you and walked around and showed you the welding, you would think a 3-year-old welded the welds. I'm just saying, some of the welds are just, they're good, they're solid. Don't get me wrong, the bike is a solid motorcycle, but like the welds are not like beaded. I watch our welders in our school, how they weld, and they bead a weld, right? It's perfectly in the line. Some of this is like blop, 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 blop. It's like blopped all over. The metal's like kind of, it's not all over, and it's just kind of weird. And somebody else's video said it looks like a 3-year-old welded this thing. You be passionate until the first crash. Payne's Rod said that. Yeah, maybe then it might make a difference. An independent service shop just started selling Royal Enfield. Looks like a great bike. Starting to see them running around town. Jack, are you planning on putting saddlebags on or luggage on a Royal Enfield? Harley 103, that is a great question. So this is what I was getting to. Honestly, guys, I know a lot of people that don't get adventure riding, but it was just the best decision I ever did. Totally different style of riding, Bronco Rod says. And it is actually, to me, what it is to me, I have so many roads around here that I would not take the Harley on. Okay, I wouldn't take the Road Glide Ultra. I mean, let me rephrase that. If I got onto the road, as you guys seen, when we were in Virginia, we hit a gravel road and we all rode touring bikes across it. If I had to do it, I would do it. Do I seek these roads out? No. On a Himalayan, I rode the other day, and I have a video on it. I think it's like maybe 5 miles, 6 miles from my house, to get on this back gravel road and then ride that gravel road for about 10 or 15 miles just to do it. But what I have found when you're out there adventuring, you get to see sights that you don't get to see on the highway. Now, or on a touring bike. Let me rephrase this. Myself and Mrs. H. when we travel, almost 90% of the time we are on back roads. Does it take us longer to get places? Absolutely. It takes us a lot longer to get places. But what we found is we meet so many interesting people at stops. We just talk to everybody, man. All these little small towns, you pull in a gas station, you pull in a little restaurant, they see the luggage. Where are you from? Where are you guys traveling to? And you get to strike up a conversation. When you're on the highway, I mean, what do you see? Guardrails, road signs, blah, 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 right? So now compound that with, now you're going into adventure riding. So now adventure riding, the back roads, you're riding the roads that may parallel them back roads that you never see when you're on the back roads, right? The dirt trails going up here. Watch Itchy Boots. She does it all the time. She'll look at her map. There's a road coming up, and then there's this dirt going up over top of this mountain. She'll go that way, right? And you get to see just so much. Now, here's the flip side of that. You don't really see any people. You do see a lot of animals, right? A lot of livestock, a lot of different things out there. So, in terms of the terrain and the way you ride the roads on an ADV bike, can you ride your HD touring bike on the same roads? Yep, Yeah, you probably could, Toby. If you're a confident enough rider, and you seen we rode in Virginia, and if you watch Ty from Tennessee's video, this guy gave me a lot of praise on his video. And well, look at HDR up there, just handling this gravel, just cutting over that ridge. And we talk about sphincters tightening up. So if you don't know what that is, well, we talk about getting nervous and tense when we're out there riding these kind of roads. And although his video made me look like a kingpin riding this gravel road, if you would have heard all the conversation between myself and Be the Rider PA, you might have had a different feeling of what I was thinking. So, was I a little nervous? Yes. Did we handle it well? I think all five of us, one, two, three, four, all five of us handled it extremely well, right? We did it. We took the road. And we didn't stop. We didn't turn. You couldn't turn around anyway. Once you was up on top of that mountain on that gravel, there's no way to turn around. If you took your touring bike and put knobby tires on it, I think you'd have one hell of a ride. You could ride that bike on the road and you can take it on the gravel, okay? I have not taken the Himalayan through the woods because I have nobody to ride with. And I don't trust myself enough to be up in the woods somewhere, crash the bike over a hill or dump it or something. Picking it up, I could probably pick the bike up and get it back on its two wheels. But the thing I don't understand is if I would get injured, I have nobody there with me. So if you look on Facebook, I put a Facebook message. I still haven't gotten any responses from anybody in my local area that has adventure bikes that want to go riding some of these back roads that we have around here in the different game land areas or wherever we can get off road and ride together. So that's what I was looking for. Yeah, you're right, Paul. Watch $1 Million Bogan. Watch another one, the Harley Road Show, Harley Throttle Juice. All these people ride their touring bikes on sand, gravel, beaches, through the wilderness. In the outback, right? Big outback folks down here in Australia. So, Real Glad Andy says, I know the perfect spot. Maybe you have some plans out there. Maybe there's some places to go out there for sure. Don't break a hip, HDR. You're right, Ty. That would be about what would happen to me for sure. There is much more experience on a bike that isn't restricted to pavement. And you're right, Payne's Rods. The one thing I can tell you about at least the bike I own, the Himalayan, and there's a lot of different Royal Enfields. There's the Interceptor 650, which is a nice retro looking, it almost looks like a Honda CB like 250 from back in the day, back in the 70s or 80s, more 70s, I guess. Has the flat style seat. And these bikes are becoming very, very popular amongst riders. A lot of times I talk to the riders and they said, I owned a Harley touring bike. And some of them are older guys. I talked to one guy, he was 86, I think he said he is. He said his touring bike just got too heavy. He still wanted to ride. So he bought a smaller Himalayan, like the 350, the new classic 350s that are out, or the Meteor 350. Because they're very light and they're just fun, guys. They give you a lot of fun out there. For the price point, put one in your garage, man. It's nice. It's nice to have another bike in the garage. It's also a pain in the ass to have another bike in the garage. I'm not lying. See, you guys know, and I tell my students in my classes, I am such a transparent person. And I'm trying to read the chat as we're going through here, just in case you have any questions coming up here. Let's see. The Harley touring guys, I just upgraded the sound system to my Rockford. Good morning, Gene Kelly, to Fosgate system. Wow. Yeah, they are a really great sound system. I asked because I was thinking of MBR, Paul. I was asking HDR and Bronco Ride if their ADV riding styles were in the MDB level yet. I'm not sure what MDB stands for. Maybe I'm not up on all the terminology. We love our Essence Adventures. Decided to follow us back home a few weekends ago. Oh well. Riding season on enduro style motorcycles are longer, especially in the north. Some of the best memories as a youngster, Minimoto, if you use a Rev app, it has BDR. Okay, good. That's good to know, so I can find those. I can't watch $1 Million Bogan, Jackie Boy said. And I talked to Jackie Boy about this personally, and there was somebody else. Oh, my buddy Chad that helped me with my handlebars said the same thing. So many people would kill to have bikes like that, and he destroys them like they were nothing. And Jackie Boy, I guess, Million Dollar Bogan has said this before in his defense. You know, it's like anything, man. I see people around here just like okay, I see people around here with motorcycles that sit out in the rain, the snow. They're not covered. I feel so bad for that motorcycle. I told Miss HR I have a couple extra motorcycle covers. One day I'm just going to stop and cover it up just so the motorcycle will be a little bit happier to be sitting outside in the snow. Yeah, they don't have a garage, right? So maybe the neighbor has a garage and would love to have that motorcycle, right? But that guy bought it and the other guy didn't. So should he take a Road King, a CVO Road King, across the beach? I don't know. But I can tell you this, it makes for really interesting videos, right? And that's what he is. He's a showman. Watch his videos. Everything he does is acting. It's a show. He's putting on a show and he's killing it, right? He's killing it. You make enough money to spend $4,500 to ship your motorcycle from Australia to the United States. You're killing YouTube, guys. You're making a living, right? So if he destroys the motorcycle, that's one of his props. It would just be like Jackie Boy. If we go out and a GoPro blows off our handlebars and smashes, we'd have to buy another GoPro, right? Not the most not the most sane place to put your GoPro on the hand or on the back. You can't even see it on the back. I wonder if you get somewhere like, well, I wonder how that footage turned out. You go on the back of the bike and the GoPro's gone. So kind of the same concept. I get where you're coming from, and I don't disagree with you. But as I said, his motorcycles are nothing but props to him. It's just how to make more YouTube videos. And that's what they were using that for. So if he tears it up, so he tears it up. If it is Bogan's money, I would never try to stop him. I just can't watch it. I think, and again, it's total showmanship. Jack, you need to do a slow motion pour of water on your head. Yeah, that's showmanship, right? That's the storyline. It's almost like he plots that stuff out. It's almost like he kind of scripts it. But what I can tell you from watching him so much is I think he records like everything all day just in case something happens. I don't do that, right? I got this little, it's right here. I got this little controller I put on the handlebars. You guys probably have seen this thing many times over. And it tells me how many minutes I've been recording. I go out, I record a video, I watch it. 9 to 11 minutes is kind of my sweet spot. And then when I'm done, I stop the video and I say goodbye. So I don't record the whole time I'm out. And that's neither here nor there. But so, okay, you guys are talking about audio equipment. I don't know about anything about that. I've never upgraded my audio equipment on the bikes. It would be nice. But I listen to more audio on the motorcycles using my phone on Amazon Music, and I listen to it through the Sennas. I don't really even listen to it much on the motorcycle, on the Harley, because, well, you guys know the speakers that come with them are pretty inadequate for being on the highway. They just don't sound that great. It sounds really good through my headset. So, Bill the Harley guy, good morning. Gene Kelly, you never made it. Moved the day the ship. We avoided town and went to Chambersburg instead. Just kind of catching up on interesting vids, but just foolish and not really fun in real life. Payne's Ride, yeah, you're right. I think it's just that it's interesting video. That's what you're watching. So, people will tell you that let's go back. We talked a few weeks ago about Itchy Boots, right? Itchy Boots has a huge following, and it's interesting because Mrs. HDR, she doesn't she hears you guys and she says who's that or who's that, and I'll tell her who you guys are. But for Itchy Boots, she has to sit and watch the episode with me, and we watch them because it's more of a documentary. She tells you where she's at. She tells you facts about stuff that, guys, I've been living in the States for 58 years, and I don't know some of the stuff that she's talking about. So it just goes to show you. Better to have a machine that's meant for the type of riding being done, Payne's Rod said. And you're exactly right. So, Toby, I think that's kind of a response to what you were asking. Could you take the touring bikes out on dirt? Yeah, you can. It's been proven. If you watch the Harley Road Show and talk to, I'm going to die here. Paul, first name is Paul. I've talked to him a lot, And actually, when we were on the gravel road, I told him when we were on the gravel road in Virginia, and we hit that gravel road and get across there, his voice came into my head. When you get onto roads that are not pavement, loosen up your grip on your handlebars. Don't white knuckle it because you're going to dump it. Loosen up your grip and let the tire do its work, right? The tire's just cutting through whatever, gravel, maybe a little bit of sand, whatever you might be in, and just relax your grip. All you got to do is guide the bars. The tires are going to roll, and just keep it going in a straight line. You know, don't over lean in gravel because you're going to slip out and you're going to be laying the bike down somewhere. So the riding, as Bronco Ride says, is different than street. You're thinking of different things. Bronco Ride talks a lot about counterbalance. And counterbalance is also used in slow maneuvering of street bikes. If you watch Mike Hilly 7, he's really good at it. When he's in his parking lots doing his turns, his tight turns, and he's moving his butt from one side of the seat to the other, he's counterbalancing that bike, right? So it's in a lean this way, his butt's over here to keep that bike from falling over. You don't want your butt over here and be in a tight lean, that bike's just going to lay down. So he's counterbalancing. And Bronco Ride and Pete's 1800 told me that when you're on a back road and adventure bike, you steer with your feet. I never knew of such a thing, of steering with my feet, you know, and using the pegs and pushing down. Oh, and Gene Kelly, thank you so much about the Kinzu video. I'm glad you enjoyed that. That whole entire video was decided by me not to do the typical moto vlog. Myself, Bob, and Colin have been talking this past week about that, about typical type, and I've told you guys, typical style videos, right? We put a helmet on. Hey guys, this is Harley Day, where I go for an HDR, and I'm out here on this motorcycle, and I'm going to talk to you today about, you know, the best possible seat for your bike. And obviously the best possible seat for your bike is the one I bought, because I believe in it. You should believe in it too. So that kind of stuff is kind of a typical moto vlog. I knew when I went out with Miss HDR, we wanted to do something different. On the bike, off the bike, face shots on the bike was really important. Getting Mrs. HDR to understand that there's a camera in front of her. That's why she waved a few times, because normally there's no camera on her when we're riding on the motorcycle. But it gives you guys that total experience of us being out together on the bike and hearing our banter back and forth. So that is why I kind of set that up that way. All right, so let's go back a little bit here. Let's go back just a little bit and talk about, we were talking about the Royal Enfield line, and I don't mean to beat this up, but when you order parts from there, I was at the dealer and I was looking for some add-ons that I wanted. And the dealer is no different than Harley Davidson in this respect. Let's say if I can buy an add-on for the motorcycle, and I've purchased 2 so far. 2 add-ons, and you'll see I'm going to do videos on that. And I'm doing videos on that, you know, just to introduce the bike, just to introduce some of the stuff you can do with the bike, how you can upgrade it, change it around a little bit. Somebody was talking about luggage. I did purchase some soft style luggage, but it's not going where you think it may be going. So I'll leave it at that. It's really interesting, the luggage. Here's the interesting part about it. When you order parts, you buy them off of eBay, and you're buying directly from India. So there's a lot of Royal Enfield distributor of parts and pieces, even actual real Royal Enfield parts. They come in Royal Enfield packages, like they're coming out of the factory to you. But you're buying them, the dealer marks it up about 75%. And that's just, and I wanted to buy the bike with certain, like, pinions on the back, you know, with the racks. I wanted to buy it with the racks on. I wanted to buy it with the hard, is it pinions, saddlebags, whatever the heck you want to call them. But seeing that 75% markup from what I could buy it for, I'm better off to bring the bike home and just start adding parts and pieces as I want. Trying to keep the bike as stock as possible right now is probably what we're leaning towards. That's what Miss HR is leaning towards, because I started showing her some of the figures that I'll be dropping on the new bike. And looking at the need. What's the need for me? Right now, I don't really need luggage. If you watch the one video, did I do a video on that? No, I have a picture here of it anyway. But I took the bike out and I wanted to take the drone with me to try to get some drone footage. And I am not a great drone pilot. That video just didn't turn out. So to take the drone with me, I actually took a backpack and I strapped it to the back rack in the back seat of the Himalayan, and it worked out fine. I was able to carry a few things with me, like my GoPros and camera, take pictures and such. So yeah, Paul says the Royal Enfield tax. Yeah, these dealers are out. The dealers are out. They're not out to lose money. That's for sure. They're not going to ever lose money. They're out to make. They have to make a profit, and I understand that. I get it. But Royal Enfield makes it so easy to pretty much buy direct from India. And here's the funny thing about that. I ordered the two pieces on, I think it was last Saturday. They came from India, so they had to come through customs, come through shipping. FedEx was at my door. I think it was Tuesday. They were here with the package. Tuesday or Wednesday might have been, but it was very, very fast shipping. And most of their parts are free shipping. So I can't beat that. I can't be. I'm saving 75% off the dealer price, not retail, dealer price, and I'm not paying shipping. So it worked out really, really in my favor. Wrong. I just looked outside. My leaves are starting to change. Fall riding is the best. Time for some BDR or Skyline. BRP or Skyline. Yeah, the leaves are starting to change here too a little bit, and it's starting to, change colors. I know some of the trees are starting to get bare out back. And come on, computer. Are you kidding me? Come on. Are you? This computer goes to sleep right in the middle of when you're talking. Yeah, Viper 6 said that. 75% cheaper. 75% cheaper and free shipping. It is pretty awesome to have that. The place I bought my stuff from is called Royal Enfield King. Royal Enfield King. And they're on eBay. It's an eBay store. And you can buy everything you want for the Royal Enfield. So if you're into that brand, check them out. They were recommended to me. And I have some parts and pieces to put on the motorcycle. So that's nice. The parts are more inexpensive. I checked on doing a stage 1 upgrade. Now get this, a stage 1 upgrade on a Harley, not replacing the head pipe. Okay, so new high flow intake air cleaner, new exhaust pipe, right? Slip on we call it. One exhaust pipe on the bike. And the fuel pack module it has 10 different fuel pack settings or 10 different presets. So doing those 3 things and doing a stage 1 upgrade on this motorcycle is probably going to cost me about $400. $400. You could spend $400 for a fuel pack 3 module for your motorcycle, right? For your Harley. I've done it. And you figure the slip-ons usually are about $200-300, right? Depending on what you buy. And the high flow air cleaner is probably another $200-300 again, depending on what you buy. So apples to apples, oranges to oranges, it is what it is, but it's different. And that's what I was looking for, is different. I told everybody in that video too, is why didn't I buy the Panorama? 1 was the weight, and 2 obviously was the price. I talked to Miss HDR, we worked out the finances, said, look, if I would want the Pan America, she said, you can buy it. She said, buy it. That's okay. But when we looked at it, we would want to trade in the Road Glide Ultra. I don't want to let the touring bike go. The touring bike, I took it to work 2 days ago. Just the rideability. And going like tomorrow with my sister to take a nice ride tomorrow. I wouldn't take somebody as far as we're going tomorrow on the Himalayan. Short stuff, if Miss HDR wants to go with me for a little ride on some back roads and maybe go, hit a bar, have dinner or something. Okay, hit a restaurant, have dinner or lunch or something. That would be fine for it. It would do absolutely fine, no problems at all. It's good for 2-up riding. Luggage will totally change the dynamics and handling off-road. Painesville said, learn the dynamics of the bike naked first. And that is a very, very good point. Is Miss HDR getting her own Royal Enfield? No, but part of the process of buying this Royal Enfield is because, remember, Miss HDR is still talking about going to the classes and getting her license. So this will be a bike that she can sit on it. She can reach the ground very comfortably, and she could ride the bike. And it's very forgiving because it's not super fast. You're not going to crack the throttle and do a wheelie on this motorcycle. It's just not going to happen. Even with the stage one, it's not going to happen. But you can get it up to a top speed of 75. I wouldn't recommend it because you're cranking out some RPMs at 75. You're doing about 6,000 RPMs for 75 miles an hour. But it will do it. It will make it. The comfortable range on this bike's about 65 miles an hour, and that's at about 5,000 RPM, give or take, depending on which way you're riding, up or down a hill. So, Bill the Harley guy, good morning to you. I'll be going over 1,500 miles in the next 7 weeks. We'll be leaving Central Michigan, heading to Tampa, Florida for the October Forgotten Angels campout. That's going to be great. I wish I could go to that someday. That would be pretty cool to do that. Just twice with my daughter, Toby. Okay, so I guess somebody was asking Bronco Rod if he's taking the Pan America with two-up riding. He said with his daughter. I know what you're saying. For me at this stage in my riding life, it don't see any need to go half-assed when there's machines built for specific things. And that's a very good point Payne's Ride is making, is machines are built for specific things. Let's say, for instance, and I've seen guys do this when I was younger, they would take a trail bike and they want to ride it to work. They turn 16 or 17, they want to ride it to work, right? They slap a headlight on it and they use hand turn signals, right? You know, hand signals to turn. What is it? Like this or to turn. They're retrofitting a motorcycle for something it's not really meant to do. So when you look at these touring bikes, they're not really geared. The gear ratio is not really there. Can you do it? Yes, but the gear ratio and the torque is not really set up to climb a rock or to go. Like the other day I was out and I had to stop on a hill with gravel and I was like, oh crap, this is going to be really, really bad. Right? It's got a cable clutch too. That makes it different. I have a cable clutch and I have a hydraulic clutch on the Harley. So going from bike to bike is very, very different on the friction zone. And I'm sitting on this hill on this gravel and I'm pulling out thinking, this is going to be really, really bad. I'm going to spin this back tire and who knows what's going to happen. So I gave it a little bit of gas. I started letting off the cable clutch just a little bit. And I found that since the bike is made to do that with the knobby tires, it never spun at all. It just gripped and I rode right out just like I was on a street bike on the street. So Payne's Ride is exactly right. Buy the tool for the job. Whatever job you're doing, have that tool. Okay? So the adventure bike, the reason they're so popular right now is they will do both. They will do both. It will ride just as well on street, but it will ride exceptionally well on dirt and trails, right? It's exceptionally made for that, and it will do very well. It will ride on streets. And Pete's 1800 and Bronco Ride proved that, guys, when they went to VAM this year, and they both brought their Pan Americas. They toured on an adventure bike, and they proved it's very capable. Very, very capable. Bodine52, good morning. Hi, all. I'm heading out. I wanted to say morning. Hope everyone gets a ride in today. Bodine, you're supposed to plan your heading out at 9 o'clock, buddy. I tell everybody that. Nobody pays attention, but thanks for stopping in, brother. I do appreciate it. You have a great day. Hopefully you get some riding in today. Should be a beautiful day here in Pennsylvania. It's all about confidence and patience. Money 7855 said, exactly, you're right. It's all about confidence and patience. The biggest confidence factor that I am learning, riding on gravel has just made me more confident on a street bike. Maybe overconfident. Overconfidence kills, right? They tell you that all the time. They tell you in the basic rider class. Overconfidence kills, right? The guy that's going into the corner and he thinks he can hit it at 85 miles an hour and finds out that it didn't actually bend exactly where he thought, or he didn't hit it at the right angle, and he goes over the cliff. Okay, so confidence can kill. But I found now if I go out, I used to be really, really nervous. You guys know on tar and chip roads. How many of you guys have watched my videos and seen me turn a 900-pound bike around in the middle of a road to get away from the tar and chip? Now, myself and Mrs. HDR went for that ride to Kinzua Dam. coming back, well, even going up, right? We come to the road and it said fresh tar and chip. She goes, "Oh no, we're gonna have to turn around." I said, "Why, hon?" She goes, "Fresh tar and chip." I never slowed down. And she told me in the headset, she said, "Somehow, HDR, you have just built more confidence." And I think part of it was the Virginia trip. I know now that I'm confident in the motorcycle. The motorcycle has the ability to do what I ask it to do, and it does it very, very well. You just have to remember, don't grip that handlebar, man. Don't white knuckle it because you're going to take her down. Because you're scared. Just like people say when you walk up to a dog, okay, unless it's a really mean dog. When you walk up to a dog, and let's say the dog's tail is wagging, but he's barking. If the dog senses fear in you, the dog may attack you. If the dog senses that you're not really scared of it, the dog will be more approachable to you because you're not afraid of him. You're showing, I'm not afraid. Motorcycles are the same way. Don't be afraid of it. Have confidence in your motorcycles. They will take care of you. Reading every part of the corner is the key and patient. Boots and Jeans said, "You're right. You have to be able to read that." Jack, are you flat-footed on the ground on the Harley 103? Absolutely, I am totally flat-footed. I had a gentleman that emailed me about the bike, and he's a new subscriber, and he asked me if he was really interested in the bike, and he's 5'7". Could he flat-foot? Yes. I've met females that are 5'5", and they're flat-footing it. It looks like a really tall motorcycle, but the truth of it is, once you get on it, you're sitting inside that seat, right? So you're down here in the seat, and your feet are right below you, straight below you. So very, very easy to flat foot. Very good question. I didn't have to do any modifications to that bike because it intimidated me when I first seen it. I went to a demo, I was like, I am not riding. That's too tall. But once you get on it, you're like, wow, this is really awesome. So yeah. I also met riders. Jack is a good rider. Thanks, Bronco Ride. And I think that I think all you guys are good riders. I watch all you guys. I watch all your videos. Everybody's a really, really good rider. The only thing I'm saying is put yourself in situations sometimes that you're not comfortable doing. So now on tar and chip roads, we even came home and we hit one and we rode that tar and chip road. I bet you every bit of 20, at least 20 miles. I never slowed the bike down because I had confidence in my abilities, even with, I had Mrs. HDR in the back. I don't want to get her all mangled up either, right? That's not what I want to do. That's not my goal in life. So it's just the ability to do that and go out there and ride. If it's a fresh tar and chip, if they did it that day, the only thing I don't like about those roads is all that tar and crap comes up out of that stuff and gets all over the underside of the bike, and it is a pain in the butt to clean. But if it's been sitting for a couple days, you'll be perfectly fine. Payne's Ride said, street bikes skills do not translate to off-road skills, but off-road skills totally improve street riding. That's a great, Payne's Rides, that is an absolutely great statement. And I see that with me already. I get out there and I try to ride in the gravel like I ride on the street. It's really not the same. I got to change up a little bit. And I don't even know how yet. I need help, people to teach me. But gaining that confidence of knowing that bike is traveling through that gravel and I'm doing third, fourth gear and I'm just riding through the back country roads having a good old time. When I get on the street bike and I get in gravel situations, I am going to slow it down, right? It's a 900-pound motorcycle compared to a 400-pound motorcycle. I am going to slow it down. But on the flip side of that, I think I will have more confidence in my abilities to say, it's okay, HDR, you're not going to die today, right? And I'll be fine riding whatever road I hit. So I'm not too much worried about that. Scott Davis, good morning. Coffee break peps. I have to ride my new... Oh, you got a new 2003 CVO Road King. Congratulations to the owners on new adventure bikes. And congratulations, Scott Davis, on that new... Man, the CVO Road King's a beautiful motorcycle, man. You're going to have very many miles to ride that bike, and you're going to enjoy that. The Real Jackie Boy. Why do I get a calendar event coming up? Oh, okay. The Real Jackie Boy happens to say, I had a tar and chip road, but rocks up in the belt on my Harley and ruined it. Took chunks out of it. That's what I mean. See, Again, as Real Jackie Boy just explained exactly what Payne's Rod is saying. Buy the tool for the job. Because rocks, small pieces of rocks, and these drive belts don't mix. It's not a good combination. It's not meant to, you don't want to put your bike in that situation. If you get in that situation, right out of it and go on with your life. Don't seek out and put your bike into that situation.
Did you get my text?
No.
I'm running down to the store. I'll be right back.
Okay, get the eggs.
Yeah, I will. Love you.
Love you. All right. So, see, love you guys too. That was actually Mrs. HDR downstairs. She's running to the store. She's picking up some eggs so we can have some breakfast. With that said, what time is it? 8:51. All right. Build a Harley guy. I have to go to Harbor Freight and get some stuff. The bike build. Build a Harley guy, man. Have a good day. Harbor Freight is one of my favorite places to go. And, you know, right now I'm looking for something. And check Harbor Freight. I don't know. I got to check Harbor Freight. I'm looking for a four-sided, I don't even know what it's called, a four-sided wrench, a four-sided socket. I don't know. To adjust tappets. 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 Tappets are the one reason I wasn't going to buy the Royal Enfield. It's why I didn't buy the Interceptor 650. If you guys seen pictures, Bronco riding and Bob did. Colin and Bob both seen the pictures. We sent them when I was going to buy that bike a year ago. The reason I didn't buy the motorcycle is because I like to do my own services and I don't know how to adjust a tappet. Tappets. I didn't even know what a tappet was. Apparently it's something on top of the pistons that you have to set like old points. Remember points where you used to put the filler gauge in the points and adjust the points? Tappets are the same way, but it's on top of the pistons, right? So I've watched about 200 videos and I'm pretty confident I could probably do it, but I don't have the little socket thing that goes on the top. The only thing I can find on Amazon is a set of 3 for $44.95, and I'm not sure they're going to fit. So if anybody knows, Payne's Rods, maybe you know what that little socket is called. It has 4 sides. So I don't want to use a 6-sided wrench. I don't want to use a 12-sided socket. I need a socket that has 4 cuts. And I found that many Harley Davidson or many motorcycles have these tappet adjustments that you have to do. So it's not just Royal Enfield. So that made me feel better. And hopefully somebody can throw that in the chat room before we close here. Toby Norton said, if you're going to do an opposite of what Harley Davidson just said, go buy a matte black. Yeah, buy yourself a matte black motorcycle. Be the rider, PA. The tar and chip my road 2 or 3 years and just a day riding for me. Boots and jeans, got to go. Boots, have a great day, man. Thank you so much for stopping, Boots and Jeans. So, with that said, I do have plans. I'm still riding the Harley like I rode to work, man. Awesome motorcycle, man. I love my Road Glide. I wish more bikes have shaft drive. Talk about that. 3 Hondas had in. I talked to one of our mechanics at work, and they said, now this is transfer to the wheel, maximum horsepower and transfer power from the engine to the wheel. Chain is number 1, gives you the maximum amount of horsepower with chain. Belt is number 2. Drive shaft is the least. Drive shaft, and he had one tore apart and showed me. So the drive shaft, if you ever seen one tore apart, comes out of the engine with these gears. Then you have the shaft drive come on. So this gear is working like this. This gear is working like this on the other side of it and turning your wheel. So you lose horsepower within those gears shifting around. I didn't know, and it was just interesting to hear him say that. So chain maintenance is another big thing I got to learn again. The one video I have coming out, I do make the statement. I owned a Suzuki 600 years ago. Guys, I didn't even change the oil in that bike. I had it for 2 years. I never changed the oil. I just put gas in it, started it, and rode it. Finally, what went out of it was the magneto. I'm not even really sure where the magneto is. But you hit the start button, it wouldn't do anything. It was just dead, right? So I don't know if it charges the battery or if it engages the starter. I don't know. But the funny thing about it had a chain drive, and I never adjusted the chain. I never knew to adjust a chain. I didn't know you have to adjust chains on a motorcycle. That's just silly. I did ask my Harley guy the other day. I had the bike in for a new rear tire on it, which cost me, tires are up, guys. If you're getting a rear or front tire, suspect to spend an extra $100. Just saying. But I needed it. Mine was bald. The center of my tire was bald. I'm talking bald, like actually like a bald head bald. I had tread on the ridges, and he put that thing up on a rack, and I look at my tires, guys. I do my checks, and I just never really, I see the side of it, and it's like, okay, it looks okay. The center was bald. How I rode that thing on rain coming home from VAM, how we rode on gravel and VAM, I'll never have an idea, because it was bad. I asked him, I said, how often do I have to adjust the belt, man? Do I have to set that belt and like pull the tire back and tighten up? He goes, no. He said on Harleys, maybe on all belt drivens, I don't know, they're tightened and they're self-adjusted. You never have to worry about a belt drive. So I thought, well, that was awesome. So Painesway says, sorry, my 4-stroke dirt bike had screw type valve adjustments with 10mm lock nut. I kind of think that's how mine is, but it's not a screw. It's like this nut thing. I don't know. Pains rides, if I get into it, if I do, I have a mechanic at work. They have a small engine repair. He said he will do it for me. So I'm hoping to meet up with him maybe even next Saturday. I'm going to ask him if I can meet him at the school, because I want to see somebody do it the first time for me or with me so I know what to do. I don't want to break a bike before it's even paid off. Before I even make the first payment, I would break my pistons. That's not a good idea, HDR. But I wish I had a shaft drive. But the shaft drives, yeah. So that is, Jackie Boy says, Scott Davis, I did a motocross thing and I will do in my mid-30s. Like Payne says, it does translate well to the street. It does make a big difference. So, as I said, hopefully everybody keeps up on these videos. I do love producing videos, and I have some in the queue for you. Oh, I have one coming out tomorrow, just to say, tomorrow morning I'm doing my first thing. I've never done this. First time in my entire YouTube career, over 5 different channels I'm running presently, I've never done a premiere. So tomorrow at 8 a.m. on my channel, there will be a premiere of my new video being released tomorrow. The thumbnail's already up. You can see very clearly what it's about. And I hope that all you guys can join me, at least. Get me like 40 people in there. We can chit-chat about it as it's going. So, good morning, Harley girl. Nice to have you on board there. Time to get an RE hat HDR. Money $78.55. I asked my kids for a Royal Enfield hat for Christmas. So that's, you know, a man of many hats is what it's going to be. Like it was on my video there was a guy in the museum at the Kinzu State Bridge, and that's what it said, the man of many hats. So if Bronco Rye got his computer fixed, I didn't hear that yet, Toby, if he got it fixed here or not. There's no talk of a fireside chat for tomorrow. I think looking at our weeks, how we had it set up, it will probably be next Sunday is probably where that will fall, and Bronco Ride is the host. So there will be no fireside chat tomorrow. But please, please, if you have a few minutes tomorrow morning, join me for that premiere. It's only, I don't know, 9 or 10 minute video. We can chill out and talk about as it's going through there. So my hats are always on straight. This is my hat on straight now. It's always straight. I mean, it's weird because I'm producing this stream on a computer over here and I'm watching the stream over here, but it looks pretty good on that stream. And there's a delay, right? So there's a delay with it. Let's see. Nope. I don't know. I would just not wear a hat, but the top of my head's going bald, so I'm not going to do that either. Jackie boy. Jackie boy, you always bring out the best in me. Harley 103, there is no MotoGP race tomorrow at 8 because we are watching the RE. Harley 103, thank you. Hang out, come with me, watch the premiere. I've never done one before, and like I said, I just want to see what it's all about. You know, there's people that every video they produce, they do a premiere. I don't want to do that, but I'd rather them come out. You can enjoy it on your own time. That's what YouTube's all about. If you're going to ride off-road, you better plan to keep up on the bike maintenance. Payne Ride said, you're exactly right, and I will plan on keeping the maintenance. Matter of fact, The first maintenance on a Royal Enfield is 300 miles. And I called the dealer. I was going back to the dealer. I called the dealer twice, and I did an online request for maintenance, for service on this motorcycle, and they're really pissing me off. Just like any dealer. The next person says Harley dealers are son of a guns. Blah blah. They're all the same. Once you hand them that check, it's goodbye, Norma Jean. Oh, I hope you do so well on that motorcycle by yourself. I hope you got tools, because we're not going to answer you. It's a $400 service. They didn't answer. They didn't call me. I called their phone. The mailbox you're trying to call is full. Get the hell out of here. I just gave you this big ass check, and now I can't get my bike serviced. So why I'm telling you that? The bike right now is 300 mile service. It has 260 miles on it. It's at least 60 miles to get to the dealer. I don't want to be way over 300. So it's parked. The Royal Enfield's like parked. I can't ride it because I need that first service done. I don't want anything to break. I may be crazy thinking that way. So that's why I'm asking about the tappets. I think I'm just going to do it myself. I'm tired of waiting for dealers. That's why I started doing my Harley services. You call, you make an appointment, you take the bike down. They have it in the back for 2 or 3 hours. You're sitting out eating some free stale ass popcorn, and you're watching some stupid TV shows for 3 hours when you're waiting for your bike to get done. Guys, do it yourself in your garage on your leisure, man. Go out there on a Saturday morning. I've done them before, Saturday night at 11 o'clock, go out in the garage, turn the lights on, put some music on, and do a service, man. It's easy. It's so easy. It has nothing to do about the cost. It's my time is so valuable. I don't want... Now, this dealer, as I just said, is like 60 miles from here. 40 to 60 miles from my house. I got to go there. I got to ride all back roads because I can't rev it up. I can't get the RPMs up above 5,000 right now because it's breaking in. I got to get it to them. They got to take it in their shop. They got to do the service. I got to sit and just play on my phone until they're done. Then I got to pay them the $400, which is absolutely ridiculous. And then I got to ride it back 60 miles. But then I could probably jump on the highway because the break-in period is done. I got all the junked oil out of it. So what dealership is that we should all avoid? I'm not going to tell you the dealership name because they were really, 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 really super, really nice when I bought the motorcycle. They were really helpful. This dealership will let you take any motorcycle. They sell Indians. They sell, I don't know the other brand, KVM, KTM. I don't know what brand that is. The bigger adventure bikes. They sell Royal Enfield. They sell Indian, and they have a couple used Harleys in there. They will let you take any motorcycle out on the road for a test ride by yourself. It's an awesome dealer. They're very nice guys, so I won't bash the dealership. The service department, right now, for me trying to get a hold of you and calling you and putting things on you, why do you have a web page that says, click here for service, we'll call you shortly? When is shortly? A month and a half? A week? My bike is parked. I want to ride it, right? So do I get fired up? Yes. Here's the next thing, and I'm going to do a video on this. When I bought the bike there, they didn't honk any horns. We didn't ring any bells. They're just like, enjoy the Himalayan. Bye. Like, kiss my butt. Man, I just handed you a big check. Shake my hand, pat me on the back, thank me, I don't know. I wanted them to blow horns. Yay! He bought a new motor. They don't do anything. Harley has it figured out, man. Harley makes it a big deal when you buy a motorcycle. Every dealer I've ever went to, and if you're in there shopping, you get to be one of those guys that blow the horn. Beep, 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 beep. You've seen it, right? Ring the bell. Ding, 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 ding. I spent some money. They gave me a $30,000 t-shirt. Yeah, and a free bike. Yeah. But they make a big deal out of it. I felt like I went to Walmart and bought a freaking bunch of bananas. Nobody gave a crap. But the two sales guys were very, very nice guys. Very extremely nice people. And but they don't walk you around like this is the service department, this is the sales department, this is the parts department. They don't walk you around and tell you anything. It's like the one guy, I don't even know who this guy was. I was leaving, he's like, oh man, enjoy that new Himalayan. Come on. Really? I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but I got nothing. It was a no-thrill purchase for sure. Stale popcorn, Harley girl said. I'm just saying, sometimes there's stale popcorn. Uh, the mister here does all of our work, Harley girl says. Yeah, I mean, sounds like you should get the dealership manager involved about the service department. And Toby, you're right. I am calling them on Monday. Not that I want it to have to go back, but for this first service, they tell you just like Harley does, and I kind of live by this. When you buy a motorcycle, the first service should be done by the dealer. And I don't know why that is, but I think because we want to donate them 400 extra bucks, right? I think it's a good idea to give them 400 extra. He said $400. Miss HR about fell off the chair. She's like, "Are you shooting me?" And I was like, "I don't know." She said, "Can't you do this by yourself?" She said, "You take care of the $30,000 Harley Davidson. This bike was like chunk change, not much. It didn't cost a whole lot." I said, "Yeah, but the first service," and the guy will tell you, "Well, to keep up with your warranty, we have to do the first service. It's very critical, very important. The pistons may need checked. It's tappets, dude. I watched 200 videos on how to adjust the tappets. Not hard." Anyway, yeah. See, Bronco Russ says, "I like my $30,000 t-shirts. Very comfortable. They are very nice. They're very well made, 100% real cotton. Very nice shirts, very good stuff." But yeah, I can't say to avoid this dealership. I think they're great people there. Their service department and get this. I said, "Well, why did your service department move?" The service department should be with the dealer on the same lot. No, it moved down the road about 10 miles. Huh. Did the service manager not like the sales manager? Was this a marriage gone bad? Well, what happened was they took the whole entire service department, they gutted it, they built a new showroom, and now they're selling BMWs, and the BMWs have to have so much floor space to allow them to sell BMW motorcycles. So the service department went, "See you later." So now you're selling motorcycles and you don't really know who's going to service them because their mailbox is full. Nobody answers the phone. I don't know what to tell you. There's another dealer where I demoed them. You guys see some of my demo rides for the Royal Enfields in Ohio. I may call them and see if they will service the bike. But now you're talking, it's like going to be a 100-mile ride on back roads. It's going to take me a while to get there, but whatever. I don't mind riding a bike. I mean, when you're saying goes for some HD and Indian dealers too, the salespeople are awesome. The service department folks are not personable. Only if you buy a BMW pains right. So, and I'm sorry this stream's going a little bit long. It's okay because we have a lot to chat about. You guys are still chatting. People are dropping off because they're like, "HDR, your hour is over. Bye. See you later." Get out of here. People have things to do. That's why I make a show an hour. The last thing I want to tell you is you are exactly right, Toby Northern. You are exactly right. There's a big disconnect with sales departments, parts department, and service departments. It's almost like they allow the service departments to be their own entity, and they don't give a rat's ass about how much HDR just paid for a motorcycle, how he just handed a check over, cashier's check. There you go, right? You have my money. And the service department's like, "Screw you, we don't really care about you buying motorcycles here." I don't know where that disconnect is. I don't know why that is. I tell you what, though, I do have this new independent guy. And I'll tell you his name. His shop's name is called Rooks, Rooks. He's in Meadowlands in Pennsylvania. He is a Harley certified technician that left the Harley Davidson dealer, and he told me some really, really good stories. And I'm not going to tell them here because I don't bash anybody. But if I called him one day. I said, "Look, I'm going to this motorcycle meetup. I was going to VAM, and I forgot totally that I ordered plugs. Because when your motorcycle hits 25,000 miles or 2 years, change the spark plugs. You will be absolutely amazed if you change those spark plugs." I'm like, how much power can spark plugs give a motorcycle? Holy hell. So I called him up. He said, "Look, HDR," he said, "no problem at all." He said, "If you come down here tomorrow at 1 o'clock, he said, I'll stop what I'm doing. I'll take care of your motorcycle." And he does. It took him to a half hour with the plugs, $40 charge with the plugs. 4 plugs. They were like $7 each. He didn't charge a whole lot in labor. That's what I'm getting at. This man will stop everything and take care of you. He's not going to take your bike in there. You start eating his stale popcorn. He pull it back there. As soon as they get it in the shop, they start charging you by the hour. Tick, tick. They don't even, it's not even on the rack yet. Tick, 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 tick. They pull it up on the rack and you pull it out. It took them a half hour to do the work. They pull it out. You get a bill for 4 hours of labor because it just sat back there. That's how it works. Because the service department doesn't care about the sales department. They don't care about what you pay for that motorcycle. It's just work for them, right? Just like you go to work, right? You go to work. I go to work and I teach computers all day. When I come home, I don't want to fix anybody's computer. I don't care if they paid $5,000 for the computer. I don't want to fix it. Okay, that's all I'm saying. All right, but you do love independent mechanics. Man, I love this guy. This guy is awesome. You know what? And this is the kind of guy that I like this guy so much. This is no lie. That if I'm driving out somewhere and say I run through a fast food, I may just stop and drop him off lunch. Just to tell him thank you for being here, being in business and not ripping people off. You know, that's what it's all about, man. Just because you can spend, and a lot of you guys have spent $20,000, $30,000 for your Harley Davidson motorcycles, just because you made that debt in life and you made that bill for yourself, doesn't mean you're a rich person. Right? People believe we own a Harley Davidson, we must be rich, right? You got to be wealthy to own a Harley. That's not true. We've just made that venture that we wanted one. And you go to the dealer and the service department believes that you're rich because you bought this bike. You got to be wealthy. You can pay $400 an hour for labor. Who cares? All right, but I am going to wrap it. Tappets out of adjustment won't cause problems, but will sap your power, Jackie Boy says. They also say, Jackie Boy, that the tappets, if they're out of adjustment, I don't know how much out, can also lead to starting issues where the bike doesn't want to start and idle properly. I don't know if that's true. I've never had anything that I know of with tappets in it because, like I said, when I had the Suzuki, I didn't even put oil in it. I mean, I didn't change the oil. I checked the oil, but I never changed oil and filters. I never did all that stuff on that bike. I bought it used for like $500, and I beat the crap out of it. Right, the magneto or whatever went in it, and I turned around and I sold it for $500, like a year and a half later. So, anyway, oh man, this computer. You know, I wish I knew a computer guy. I wish I knew somebody around here that knows how to work on computers, because this computer keeps going to sleep. It's really irritating me. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wait. I know about computers. Hey, thank you so much about the first birthday party, for sure. Thanks, everybody, for joining me here. As always, you know, guys, each week you humble me with your presence. So each week I keep rolling along with Coffee with HDR. So right now I'm going to get out of here. Miss HDR is coming home with the eggs, and I can make some breakfast because I am starving. Thank you so much for watching, listening to my little banters going on there. Remember, always, always, always look for an independent mechanic in your area to take care of your motorcycles. It's very, very important. Unfortunately, mine does not work on anything but Harley Davidson's because I asked him. So, and I don't know anybody around here that works on the REs. So who knows? Thank you so much. Please join me tomorrow morning. RE uses solid lift tappets. That's why they need adjusted. Your Harley uses hydraulic, no adjustment necessary. Jackie Boy, I wish RE would go to hydraulics. It would make life so much better. But for now, it is what it is. I mean, I'll figure it out. I got the guy at work. He teaches this stuff. So, and when I told him, he said Harleys used to have adjustable tappets too in the 80s. So he knew exactly what I was talking about. He works on all kind of motorcycles and small engines. So I'm sure he'll be able to give me a hand. He said he would help me out for sure. But thanks, guys, so much for watching. Thanks for continuing to watch my channel. Even though I get off, you know, maybe I'm not on the Harley Davidson every time I go out of this house anymore. But going to have to split, Mrs. Payne. Yeah, I'm going to have to split too, guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Adjusting valves are easy. Parker's Garage said, Parker's Garage, I wish you lived close, man, because I love people that can show me the first time what to do, and then I'm fine. Be the Rider PA taught me how to do all the oils and transmission fluids and everything in the Harley. You know, he watched me, and I did it. I had Roguelite Andy over to help me learn how to change brake pads. Now it's not a big deal to me to do that anymore. So I'd love to have somebody come over and help me do that. Chad came over and helped me with my handlebars, so I could do handlebars myself now if I feel like doing that. you know, shocks or whatever. So yeah, I'm one of those people that need to see it first. But thanks everybody for watching. I'm in Erie, PA. Where are you, Parker said? Parker, I'm 20 miles southeast of Pittsburgh, PA. 20 miles southeast of Pittsburgh, PA is where I live. So if you get a hold of me on Instagram, it's the best thing. We can message each other and talk about it if you want. Yeah. We go to Erie a lot, but you're a little further away than we're to try to make it up to you. But thanks everybody again for watching. And tomorrow, remember the premiere tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. I hope everybody can join me real quick for that. I will talk to everybody later. That's not too bad. Parker said, Parker, thank you. Catch me on Instagram, Parker. Same thing, at Harley Day Rider. And we can chit chat there. Take care, everybody. Until next week, remember, Roger and Ride. Be safe out there. Harley Day Rider will be down and out in the beautiful studios here, the beautiful HDR studios here with my friends Custom Dynamics in the southwestern Pennsylvania. Good day, everybody. Bye-bye.